apologize for the late start. We are getting ready to go here at the Australian GP. We have a 29 lap race for you guys here today with Diddleick on pole, followed by Sparks, Ben Watson, Cohen Jit, Exotic, Carrera, Liak, Dan Crowley, Sozin, Bruder, BMW, Vapor, Branch Manch, Please, Dudsy, Ash Tube, Impossible Bacon, followed by 17th. And we are about to get underway. We have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go with the Australian GP. Diddleick gets a good getaway, and Sparks gets the inside line into turn 1, gets the overtake done. He is up in the lead. We have a little bit of an incident probably there in turn 1. And Diddleick having an incident there, spinning around into the grass, winds up in P15. And it looks like there is a full safety car here on lap 2. Try to get a little bit of setup here. It's the last second stream here for Celeritas eSports. And it looks like Sparks getting the best out of the start here. Winds up in P1. Have a look there at your predicted tires, at your predicted pit stop strategies powered by AWS. If you're going onto the hard tires, it looks to be around lap 12. If you're pushing the mediums, it looks like you should be pitting right around, I think it was 15 to 16. Not 100% sure there. And it looks like we have a bunch of cars into the pit here. It looks like Impossible Bacon moving up 5 spots into 12th from the 17th spot on the grid. He's benefited from the safety car here. Carrera fan, Diddleick, Sozin Pat, BMW, Dan Crowley, Dudsy, and Branch Manch all needed to take an early pit stop there. A little bit of chaos on lap 1. Everybody get a fresh wing, fresh set of mediums. Looks like from 5th to 7th place, all sticking with the softs. Please Trey, the first to be running the mediums here in 8th position, and then followed by that Porchy Dude, who is on the softs, and then SJT and Bruno both on the mediums, and Possible Bacon. A bit of a interesting strategy. He was way far back down the grid and yet chose to be on the softs and didn't even take a pit stop there during the safety car. A little bit of confusion there for me, but that would just be my personal strategy. In 13th we have Liak on the mediums, a Carrera fan, Diddleick, Sozin, all also opting to go onto the mediums with their wing change, and BMW Dan, the only the only other 2 out of the top 10 besides Impossible Bacon to be having on the mediums. Unfortunately, I just noticed that there's a whole bunch of penalties here. Yeah, the leader Sparks has 5 seconds. Exotic, Bruder, Vapor, and Cohen all have 5 seconds. BMW having 10 seconds of penalties down in 17th. He's definitely going to have to look up to make quite a bit of spots here. Not 100% sure what these penalties are for. I can take a quick look here. Let's see here. Yeah, collision. Looks like a lot of people opted to serve this penalty in the pit because there's not nearly as many penalties on the board. But yeah, it looks like just a bunch of chaos during lap 1, and it caused a bunch of cars to back up into each other. as we go around here for lap 3 under safety car conditions. A lot of these cars warming up their tires. I see a lot of weaving. Very close, tight field here. Oh, another 5-second penalty to BMW for a severe collision with Sozin. Might be one of those guys, probably better just to drive under AI. As we get back to the front of the pack, though, I believe we are about to get back under racing here. All of the cars are pretty much back in the position besides Vapor Shadow, but he's closing up very quickly. I believe once the safety car comes in, we'll go racing. We have Sparks in first position with 5 seconds of penalties, followed by Ben Watson and Exotic. Ashtube, Cohen in 5th, Please Trey, That One Porchy Dude, SJT, Bruno, Impossible Bacon, rounding out the top 10. And I still see the lights going. We'll see shortly as it passes into Sector 3 here whether or not. And there you go, safety car in this lap. Sparks becomes your benefactor, or your de facto safety car. Gonna opt for a little bit of a slow approach here. Make sure all of the field bunches up nice and tight. Get a nice clean getaway. Put as much distance between himself and Ben as possible in that Mercedes. Definitely got to look to make up a lot of ground here with that penalty. And BMW, another collision with Sozin under a safety car. I'm telling you, dude, like, I think he has to get that magnet out of the front of his car, but ooh, a great getaway. Very even start by the leader. Shows a lot of respect for the rest of the field, but Ben Watson got to make a move here into turn 1. That's dangerous. Pretty much what happened when the first safety car, and there you go. BMW, another penalty, speeding in the pit lane, not having a good day, but it's Sparks holding on to that front position. Oh no, Ben Watson had a moment. He falls all the way down the order. What happened to him? Must have just spun out, and unfortunately all the way back down to 18th, losing 17 positions due to that contact. But as we go back to the front here, we have a pretty tightly contested battle for the lead. Exotic only 3/10 back from Sparks. Possibly going to look here to see if Sparks has any damage, because I think he's lost a little bit of pace. Exotic really putting on the pressure here. Coming through the second sector, originally had a purple sector too, but then was taken away by someone else in the field. Ashtube picking up a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings, I assume. And it's SJT getting the overtake on Please Trey up into 6th place. Well done by him. Exotic still putting the pressure on, only half a second back. No DRS yet, so any pass will have to be made on merit. But it looks like Sparks did. Oh no, and that one Porchy dude immediately claiming the fastest lap. Sparks originally had a 1:26, and then that one Porchy dude just absolutely demolishing it. And Vapor Shadow in the Ferrari, or no, the Alfa Romeo, I apologize, at 125.5, going 4/10 quicker than that one Porchy dude's 125.9. It shows he has a lot of pace in that Alfa. And then Diddleick getting the overtake on Impossible Bacon, but Impossible Bacon fighting back. There's a little bit of a battle going on here. I apologize. And it looks like, oh no, Diddleick. I think they probably made some contact, and he loses out on about 4 or 5 positions. And as Sozin in the Mercedes, putting a lot of pressure on Impossible Bacon's Red Bull, looking to make had a peek at the inside for the next corner, but decided to back out of a really smart move. It pays to be patient, people. There's 29 laps. You can't win the race in a lap, but you can certainly lose it. So, I'm sorry, I put on the intervals here as that one Porchy dude in 5th place, and that Williams putting a lot of pressure on Cohen, as Cohen himself tries to put pressure on Ashtube, the battle for that last podium spot. Ben Watson getting the overtake on his McLaren teammate Diddleick. I think Diddleick, I assume, would have some damage. His pace has fallen off a little bit. Sparks reclaiming the fastest lap of the 125.4 in that Mercedes, showing that and DRS is now enabled. We're finally going to probably see a lot of overtakes. All the cars are well within a second of each other. It's going to be just a long DRS train, see who has the pace in them, as the AlphaTauri of, I believe, Police Trey gets a little bit wide. Oh, almost into the back of Carrera fan, the Haas driver, as Impossible Bacon loses the position to Sozen Pad, but right on his gearbox, and he's looking to put some pressure right back on and get it. Oh no, a huge pile up as Bruno has spun around in the beginning of Sector 2. Unfortunately for him, he's all the way down to 18th place with, looks like, front left wing damage. He's gonna have to pit to replace that. It's gonna be an unfortunate drive for him. Definitely hope for maybe another safety car later in the race. Oh no, as Impossible Bacon picks up 3 seconds for time penalties as well. People gotta stay off these track limits. I'm not 100% sure about the lobby settings. I assume that they're strict. I don't believe that anyone can still get the time, or not the time, I apologize, the track limit warnings. And Exotic with a 124.9 breaking in out of the 125s shows he has a lot of pace in that Renault, as he is 4/10ths back. And let me get back to the front here, putting an immense pressure on the leader Sparks in that Mercedes. The Renault driver looking to move up into P1. They're even on penalties, so this is on track position they're racing for. Actually, all 3 of the podium spots with 5 seconds. They're going to really have to find some pace in there, as Bruno picks up 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Sparks cutting that corner a little tight, really feeling the pressure of Exotic behind him, trying to break the toe a little bit, maybe make him suffer a little bit from dirty air. But Exotic only 2/10ths back, 1/10 now. He's definitely probably going to make a pass right here. Nope, backs out of it. It's very smartly done by the Renault driver. A little bit of weaving from Sparks. Not sure what's going on there, as BMW Booster, with still with 20 seconds of penalties, moves up into the 17th spot, passing Ash Tube. Ash Tube, I believe, was much higher up in the field. I'm not really sure what happened to him. But oh no, SJT retiring from the session. What happened there, as the Williams parked up in Sector 3, and that's going to bring out a virtual safety car. I'm waiting for some kind of indication here from the game, as Impossible Bacon does dive into the pits. Multiple penalties happening right now. Yeah, Impossible Bacon with some wing damage, gonna pop on a new one, get a fresh set of rubber. It looks like he's going on to the mediums, I believe. Onto the softs. Interesting strategy on lap 8. Possibly looking to make a 2-stop to get to the end. Maybe throw on a set of mediums along down the race, as Impossible and Sozen both, along with Ben Watson, coming out of the pits. Police Trey getting the overtake on Ben Watson. Ben Watson unable to hold down 14th spot, as he was just on the limit. SJT left the session, not having a good day for him. Unfortunately, DNFing out of this race early. Did a lick with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I must have just been a virtual safety car. We are back to racing. I apologize. And actually did a lick really close to the back of a Vapor Shadow. The Alfa Romeo driver going to have a lot of pressure on him, as DRS is active, and he's going to be 5/10ths. And the Alfa Romeo driver showing plenty of pace, only loses 1/10 out to Diddlick as they go into turn 1. Back to turn 2. DRS wide open for Diddlick. Can he close the gap to make a move into the next turn? I don't think he's going to pull out of it, but definitely putting pressure. Just going to ride the slipstream. Impossible Bacon with another 3-second time penalty. Really having an issue with the track limits here, as most of the field with penalties here. Ash2 getting the overtake up into the 16th over Bruno. Bruno possibly having a moment as the BMW also passes him. And Exotic, I apologize, I missed the overtake, but Exotic is in P1 now, getting the overtake done on Sparks, but Sparks immediately coming back at him. Gonna make an inside move into Sector 3 here. Oh, Exotic losing out the position, getting a little wide, but gonna just slot in right in behind Sparks, be right up his gearbox, prepared for the next DRS straight in the Sector 1 finish straight. Oh, they both dive into the pits, and I believe they're going to be serving penalties. Yeah, they should both be serving their 5-second penalty, so that won't be an issue, but Carrera, Vapor, Didalic, and Branch going to benefit from that 5-second penalty, as Didalic becomes Carrera Fan, I apologize. Carrera Fan becomes the leader on track at the moment. The Haas driver a comfortable 2.8 seconds ahead of Didalic in that McLaren. Didalic, Vapor, and Branch all with penalties. Vapor with a 5-second penalty. I'm sure he will serve with his next pit. Oh, Ashtube just DNF'd. What happened there? Carrera's teammate and his fellow Haas driver crashing out. It looked in after turn 2 on the straight. Will that bring out a full safety car? That is a very dangerous position for that car, but I don't see any indication of a full safety car. I believe it is just a virtual, as Bruder dives into the pits. A 3-second time. How do you get a 3-second time penalty going into the pits? And then unfortunately it picks up another 5 seconds for good measure for speeding in the pit lane. No one really having a good day with penalties here. Lots of warnings, lots of infractions, but Carrera Fan upping his lead a little bit, up to 3 seconds over Didalic, as Bruder comes out of the pits on a fresh set of softs. Probably looking to go to the end on those. Hopefully he can find some pace, as Didalic picks up another 3 seconds of time penalties for multiple warnings, as him and Carrera, it looks like, are both in the pit. Vapor Shadow, Branch, I think that one Porsche dude, the only one of the leaders not to pit, as he overtakes Carrera Fan coming out of the pits for on-track first position. It's going to be a very dangerous exit. Many cars coming out down the straight now, and Sparks going to allow Didalic to get the position, probably hoping for some DRS down the next straight, but unfortunately gives it to Didalic instead. Sparksy with no DRS gonna possibly lose out on that position. And is there another virtual safety car? What happened here? Impossible, another pit stop. I wonder what happened to him. Looks like just another virtual safety car. The safety cars hopefully are gassed up enough for this race, as Impossible Bacon gets a little bit on the grass coming out of the pits in front of Ben Watson. Gonna probably pick up DRS and gonna be immediately under pressure, as Ben Watson 6/10 behind Bacon. Bacon showing some pace in that Red Bull though. Gonna keep that gap at up to 9/10 now, getting a pretty good exit out of turn 2 and into 3 for the almost flat out right-hander up here. Ben Watson keeping the gap, keeping Impossible Bacon honest. The gap still at 8/10. As we can check in on the man that was leading the race for quite a while. Still, oh, it is a safety car. Wow, I really need to pay attention. Probably should have noticed the entire field bunching up behind the yellow dot on the track. Well, now that we do have a safety car, this shuffles things up a little bit. Not quite halfway through the race at the Australian GP. Currently, we have the Williams of that one Porsche dude, the solo Williams driver, as his teammate SJT Fast Racing DNFing early. I believe it was on lap 8 in Sector 1, followed by Carrera Fan and Didalick rounding out the current podium positions. Unfortunately, though, Didalick with 6 seconds of time penalties, not going to be able to knock those off in the pit. Just going to have to get his head down, find some pace, and dig deep, and hopefully he will get a better outcome in this race. But Didalick and Sparks both shown to have some pretty good pace, as Sparks looks to reclaim that first spot. Let's see what the tire situation looking like. Only one driver on the softs, 5-lap-old softs that is, in 16th position. Definitely one of the drivers to benefit from the safety car. Going to be able to catch up to the field, get everything bunched up. And Sparks better be a little bit careful. Yeah, unfortunately, he already got the wrath of the stewards, picking up a 5-second penalty for contact with Didalick. Not sure if that was a case of just brake checking, or if Sparks just not really paying a whole bunch of attention. But like I said, only one person on softs here. Everyone else mostly looks like a pretty even split, opting to take the medium versus hard. I believe hards easily go to the end, but I'm probably looking to see a couple of these medium tire runners to try to take these to the end. It's going to be definitely a tough task ahead of them, but safety car is in this lap. Ooh, that one Porchy dude leaving the session. I assume that's some kind of connection issue as his car becomes ghosted. Not what you want to see there. That could not have been more worse timing. Right before the safety car restart, that one Porchy dude experiencing some connection issues. Not gonna have a good start. Looking to fall down the order a lot in that Williams. Really tough to see. He had a golden opportunity with the safety car, but as it comes in this lap, we are now ready to get underway here as that one Porchy dude, wow, the Carrera Fan backing the field up a lot. I wonder what happened there. Maybe possibly taking some pity on that one Porchy dude, noticing that his car has gone ghosted, that his car is in AI mode, maybe just trying to get a little bit of space for himself to be able to properly overtake, not worry about the cars behind him, as he has a slight gap to the third place of Didalick and Sparks, as Sparks gets the overtake on Didalick on the outside coming into this high-speed section of the track. And the Carrera Fan overtaking that one Porchy dude's ghosted car. Hopefully he can get reconnected and get back in this race and salvage one of these podium spots here. Carrera Fan on 2-lap-old mediums. Definitely going to be probably looking to either one stop, or I apologize, not one stop, but pit stop onto, oh no, as Cohen, the pink Mercedes, possibly having a moment, falling all the way down the order to 17th place. Exotic getting the overtake on that one Porchy dude's AI car. There was another penalty for track limits given, and Impossible Bacon getting the overtake done on Please Trey. Let's get down to some of the battles going on here, as Dudsy as up the gearbox of Vapor Shadow, the Alfa Romeo driver, having a little bit of pressure to deal with right here, as Carrera Fan gets the fastest lap with a 124.3 on those medium tires. Definitely showing some pace here. We'll see if he can keep that fastest lap, or if any of the other racers have something to say about that. As Ben Watson getting the overtake done on Dudsy. Cohen, he retires from the session. I assume he retires in the pits. There will be no safety car. Good racing to him, not just retiring on track, causing a scene for other racers, but not having a good day. Decided to just save the car, save it for the next race. Hope to see him come back strong and just get prepared for next week. And Liak getting the overtake done on Impossible Bacon. Impossible Bacon possibly having some issues in that Red Bull here, as his teammate actually up into 13th spot. He was in the 16th. The Red Bull drivers both just following each other overtake for overtake as Impossible Bacon picks up another 3 seconds of unfortunate time penalty warnings. But that one Portuguese dude's AI car, unfortunately, he has not returned, so he has found himself at the back of the grid with the Ferrari of Liak picking up another 3-second time penalty. These penalties starting to add up. BMW sitting at the most with 15 seconds. The top four, the 4 spots after our leader. Oh no, as Liak loses it into turn 1 and spins out into the grass. Will that bring out a possible VSC? As, oh no, Sparks retires from the session. What happened to him? I don't see what happened here. Riding on board with the Renault of BMW. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Sparks' car, but unfortunately Sparks DNFing, retiring from the session. No safety car, no VSC. We are back to green flag racing as, oh no, the Ferrari of Liak having a moment. What is going on? So many drivers. Something I can't. There we go. I was unable to. Yeah, the timing sheets are all messed up. I don't see any. I will have the timing sheet updated shortly as the battles are updated. As that one Portuguese dude, it looks like finally returning into his Williams into 13th spot. Missed a lot of, or lost a lot of time during those connection issues as he finds himself 23 seconds behind the leader Carrera fan, sitting very nice 4 seconds ahead of the McLaren of Didalik with no penalties. Definitely gonna just drive away with this, it looks like, not wanting to tangle with anyone, just have a nice Friday afternoon drive. But that one Portuguese dude, as he goes off track into the grass, but maintains control somehow. A man on a mission, it looks like, of slinging that Williams all over the track as he gets the overtake on Bruno very quickly. That one Portuguese dude, definitely going to have to look out for him in the rearview mirror of Bruder as he closes that gap down to 1.8 seconds on the Alpha. As we have the Alfa Romeo of Dan Crowley, 8/10 behind Bacon, picking up DRS, and Possible Bacon keeping that gap maintained so as to not have to defend into this section. But that one Portuguese dude closing up little by little, the gap down to 1.6 now, 2/10 in just one sector, now 1.7, 1.5. That Portuguese dude making a storm comeback as the field is pretty much settled down at this point. Not a lot going on. Some small gaps here and there, but no one really able to get the overtakes done as Bruno B picks up a 5-second corner cutting penalty. Wow. You have to really cut that corner to pick up that kind of penalty. Wonder what is happening there. Bruno, the teammate of Impossible Bacon in the Red Bull, not serving himself any favors as the Alfa Romeo of Dan Crowley is sitting in 10th place behind Impossible Bacon, who has 9 seconds of penalties. Dan Crowley, crucially, with none, sitting in between Bruder and Impossible, both with penalties. Not looking to tangle with either of them. He's not really the one they're racing. He needs to get by. Needs to get by Impossible and close up the gap to the 8th place of Dudsey. Really make this a good track day for him. As we check in on our leader, Carrera fan in the Haas on medium tires. 7-lap old medium tires, 11 laps to go here. Possibly looking to stretch those mediums with such a gap here. Definitely has the ability to nurse the tires a little bit as to not bring that pit stop onto a set of softs into the factor. Sozen Pat 96 picking up another 3-second time penalty for track limits. Track limits being a real problem with most of the field here. But Carrera fan just enjoying the alone time on track with a 4.5 second lead over the McLaren of Didelic. All but 5 drivers with penalties here. And if you are just recently joining into here, this is the Australian GP of the Celeritas eSports League. I am your commentator, Valentine. I was asked to commentate by Impossible Bacon. Him and I both are in another league of ours, Midwest F1. Kind of a last second thing here. I was able to get in and start streaming just before the start of the actual race after the formation lap. It's been a very interesting race so far. A lot of penalties, couple of safety cars, a lot of change-ups in the field here, as Dan Crowley losing the spot out to Dudsey in the Alfa Romeo, but looking to making a run back, as he is only 1/10 back. Gonna go back to this battle here. Ooh, and Dan Crowley up the inside, pushes Dudsey off track a little bit, allows that one Porsche dude to get around as well, follow him. That Porsche dude up the absolute gearbox of Dan Crowley as they go into this section of track, but that one Porsche dude getting the overtake done. Not too happy, very, very angry at driving like a pissed off teenager, honestly. Charging up the field, was down in 17th, 18th, I believe. Making a comeback here on those hards. Doesn't have to worry about pitting again, but Liak, the Ferrari driver, posting a new fastest lap on a new set of soft tires. A 1:23. That one Porsche dude looking to get the overtake done on the Alpha of Bruder Bis Du Lost. 6/10 back here. The Williams driver showing that Williams car is not to be toyed with. Has been on an absolute mission the last several laps, moving up the field. Possibly looking to get into the top 5 at this rate almost, but as we move on to lap 20, 9 laps to go here at the Australian GP of Celeritas eSports League. I am your reserve, I suppose, commentator, Valentine. The field has pretty much settled down. Not a lot of on-track battles going on. Pretty much everyone just slotting in behind the DRS of the car ahead, as Liak, who just posted the fastest time of the race, picking up a 3-second time penalty, but that one Porsche dude pushing a little too hard as Dan Crowley gets the overtake back up into that final top 10 spot. Dan Crowley not looking to go down without a fight. He said, you want this spot, you have to earn it. Both on 12-lap hards, pretty well equal, as Vapor Shadow picking up a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. The Alfa Romeo teammate of Dan Crowley up in 5th position under pressure from Branch Manch. The fellow Ferrari teammate of Liak getting really close up to that gearbox. Going to be coming down the main straight here, pick up DRS. Has the tire advantage, 9-lap-old mediums versus 9-lap-old softs. Even with the help of DRS though, Vapor managing to maintain the gap at 6/10 into turn 1 for the right to left hander back into sector 1, and Branch slowly trying to close that gap down to only managed to pick up 1/10, as Vapor Shadow making that Alpha a machine to be reckoned with. A wonderful camera shot here of Vapor coming into sector 2 here, looking to catch up to Ben Watson with 2.6 seconds on 11-lap-old mediums. Those mediums looking to probably fall off a little bit soon here. I assume we'll see some tank slappers from the next several laps, those mediums. As Ben Watson picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. The penalty situation now is insane. All but 2 drivers in the field, Dan Crowley and that one Porchy dude with penalties. And Bruder Bistu lost in 9th place with 11 seconds. BMW still with 15 seconds. He's had those penalties pretty much most of the race. Carrera fan finally picking up his first track limits warning. He gets a 3-second time penalty, but still pushing to get that 5-second lead. Still cruising on his own. Please Trey picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. The penalties at this point just piling up. I honestly cannot predict what the final standings are going to be. A lot of shuffling going to be going on at the end of this race. That Porchy dude getting the overtake back done on Dan Crowley up into the 10th spot, into the points. Still has 2.2 seconds to Bruder's Alpha. The fight with Dan Crowley definitely causing him to lose a little bit of time here, as Dudsy loses out to the Alpha of Please Trey. Didlick, a full 5 seconds now behind the Haas of Carrera fan in the first spot. Please Trey on fresh set of softs, probably looking to go for merit, get that fastest lap back from Carrera fan, as Bruder Bistu loses, ironically, the position to Dan Crowley. Dan Crowley up into the points spots in 10th, as Bruder actually takes a pit. Interestingly enough, I didn't think that the hard tires would need to be changed from that second safety car restart. But Please Trey going to close up to his AlphaTauri teammate. Hopefully see a little bit of on-track battles between them as Please Trey and Dudsy come through the finish straight, and then Liak also moving up into the 13th spot. Bruder coming out of the pits now. The closest gap here is for the fight for 5th. Vapor Shadow's Alpha still managing to maintain that 5th spot in front of the Ferrari of Branch and Sozen's Mercedes, and Possible Bacon 12 seconds behind the Mercedes of Sozen. So looks like Impossible just going to have to put his head down and maintain that points position. Definitely going to have to salvage what he can for the Red Bulls, as his teammate Bruno in 15th spot with penalties himself, as Dan Crowley picks up penalties now. That one Porchy dude, the only one in the field without a time penalty, up into the 9th spot, closing up to that Red Bull of Impossible Bacon. Still 5 laps left here, lap 24 of the Australian GP. It's been a very closely contested race for most of it until the second safety car restart, where the field finally settled down a little bit into the racing lines, with only a couple of drivers able to pick up DRS, as most of the field is out of DRS range of the car ahead. And that Mercedes really close to the Ferrari of Branch, possibly looking to get a double overtake here, being held up a little bit, it seems. I feel like there's a little bit more pace in that Mercedes that we're not going to be able to see just yet. Sozen picks up another 3-second time penalty for the track limit warnings. Stewart's having a field day right here with these track limits warnings. The closest battle on track is on your screen, the battle for 5th place. Vapor Shadow been holding to, oh no, as Branch loses it out of the final turn into the wall, missing a complete portion of his wing, gonna have to take a pit stop. Unfortunate for him, losing it out on the final turn onto the finish straight, as he loses it a little bit wide onto the grass, but manages to keep that car facing forward as Bruder picks up another 3-second time penalty for track limit warnings as well. Branch Manch was on a absolute storm, was able to stay behind the Alfa Romeo of Vapor for well over almost, I want to say, 5 to 10 laps. Unfortunately, just has a little bit of a moment, and that's all that was needed. His race slowly becoming undone as he had his moment just after the pit entry. Has to take an entire lap, losing a lot of time as Bruder in his AlphaTauri with a 122.7, absolutely destroying the 123 lap time that was the previous fastest lap. That pit stop putting on those softs paying off for him, as he says, I may be back here, but I'm still the fastest, trying to put together a little bit of a pride storm here as Impossible Bacon finally catching up, and that Porchy dude within one turn getting the overtake, as we'll probably see Branch Manch dive into the pits for a wing change shortly. But Impossible Bacon up into 7th spot, now 15 seconds behind the Mercedes of Sozin, who is still putting pressure on Vapor. Vapor, though he may have gotten Branch off of his gearbox, a whole nother problem in Sozin, looking to get that overtake done as the closing laps of the Australian GP are about to unfold. Looks like the Renault of BMW, a back marker, just gonna leisurely go on past him. Not too big of a deal. Dudsey getting the overtake on Branch as he did go into the pit, getting a fresh set of softs, going to possibly take that fastest time away from Bruder on his softs. Branch Manch, unfortunately, and Sozin picking up more penalties. Here is the situation so far. We have Carrera, Exotic, Vapor Shadow, Dan Crowley, Dudsey, all sitting with only 3 seconds of time penalties. The rest of the field with 6 or more. Diddlick, Ben Watson, Sozin, Impossible Bacon. Sozin, Impossible Bacon with 9 seconds. That Portuguese dude still the only member of the field with a second behind Impossible Bacon within DRS range. Definitely going to move up the field at least a spot if he can get the overtake done on Impossible Bacon, possibly close up a little bit of that 16-second gap within 2 laps, showing that he definitely has the pace, as Sozin still looking to get the overtake done on Vapor for that 5th spot. Has been stuck in his slipstream, possibly being affected by the dirty air here, as Vapor looked like he got a little bit wide onto the curb there, but has managed to stay on track, stay ahead of Sozin. Sozin 3/10 behind. That one Porchy dude looking to make an overtake on Impossible Bacon as well. Branch Manch getting the overtake done on his Ferrari teammate Liak. Crucially though, the gap between first and second down to only 2.8 seconds. Possibly seeing if something happened to Carrera. Fan still has all of his wing. Lapped the back marker of Bruno B. As we see the Ferrari of Liak coming out of the pits, being overtaken by Bruno Diddlick with a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Up to 9 seconds now. That Portuguese dude finally getting the overtake done on Impossible Bacon on the outside. A very well done move. Impossible took a peek on the outside, but that Portuguese dude positioned that Williams perfectly to defend from the switchback here. And Impossible Bacon getting DRS, but that one Portuguese dude out of ERS completely. As we enter the penultimate lap of the Australian GP, Bruno B picking up another 3-second time penalty warning for track limits. Impossible Bacon, even with DRS and Portuguese's lack of ERS, still not able to get that overtake done, as we're sitting here with Impossible Bacon also a little short on ERS. Does Impossible Bacon possibly have some wing damage that I can't really tell at the moment? Oh, but Sozin finally does get the overtake on Vapor Shadow on the penultimate lap. Liak passing the Red Bull of Bruno back after his pit exit onto his fresh set of rubbers. Vapor Shadow has had that 5th spot for most of the race. Definitely not gonna give it up without a fight. Looking to stay behind, really close to Sozin. Get a good exit out onto the main straight. DRS wide open as we... Oh. Why? I don't know why. Oh no. It keeps... Okay, no problem. Just watch. Oh no, Bruder DNFing on the final lap. What happened there? See, riding on board with the Ferrari of Liak, seeing what happened to Bruder. It looks like he lost it in this dangerous section. We can, yeah, lost the back end, unfortunately, into the wall, DNFing on the last lap. Bruder not finishing the day the way he wanted. But here we are for the final time, coming around the last 2 turns. Carrera fan with 3 seconds of penalties, not gonna matter, as Diddleick with 9 seconds of his own. And Carrera fan with a victory weave here for the Haas team. Get in there, Carrera, as Diddleick with his 9 seconds of penalties loses out the 2nd spot to Exotic. Ben Watson, the McLaren teammate to Diddleick, crossing the line now. Diddleick will hold on to that final podium spot. Congratulations to the top 3 as we watch the final cars coming around the final turn. That one Porsche dude lost connection on that second safety car restart, but stormed back into the points, up at least 8 positions. Impossible Bacon with a little bit of a weave for the fans. Great drive to him. BMW for the 5-second unserved penalty. We have the Racing Point of Dudsey crossing the line. Branch Manch. Oh, Branch deciding to say hello to the final wall, to the straight. Not sure if the stewards are going to have a look at this, but Liak passing his Ferrari teammate at the end there. A little bit of an interesting show at the end of the Australian GP for Celeritas eSports. That driver of the day, that one Porsche dude, rightfully deserved. Stormed back through the field after that unfortunate disconnect. Managed to make up many spots. I believe he's the only driver that didn't have any penalties, as the Carrera fan on the top step of the podium here, getting that first place trophy along with Diddleick and Exotic. Great drive from our podiums here as the sparkling wine, water, whatever you want to call it anymore, is being doused onto the crowd. A little bit for you, engineer. Attaboy, attaboy. You did nothing. I drove the car, but that's cool. Wonderful race today here, as Carrera fan is your winner with a 124.3, but critically the penalties to Diddleick, losing him out to the 2nd spot. Still a wonderful race though. We have Carrera fan, Exotic, and Diddleick rounding out your podium, then followed by the teammate of Diddleick. Wonderful day for the McLaren team, coming in 4th, followed by the Alfa Romeo of Vapor Shadow. A wonderful battle between him and Sozin for that 5th spot. Sozin put on great pressure to Vapor. Was a great battle to watch. 7th, that Porsche, our driver of the day, Dan Crowley and Impossible Bacon, and then Please Trey, the top 10 final, and then followed by Dudsey, Liak, Branch, Bruno, BMW, Bruder, then Sparks, followed by the rest of the field that unfortunately DNF'd. Great show of racing here today for the Celeritas Esports League. I have been your host, Valentine. Not 100% sure what the schedule is for Celeritas, but definitely hope to see you soon. And I believe that's going to be it for me. As I said, I've been Valentine, your guest commentator. This has been the Celeritas Esports League presenting the Australian GP. Carrera Finn taking the win in the Haas. Exotic getting the second place, followed by Diddle Lick in the McLaren. Great race from all of our competitors. Had definitely some chaotic moments, but overall was fun to be a part of, was fun to stream, was fun to be a part of. From the Celeritas Esports League, goodbye.